Elite Facts presents
Top 10 Simpsons Predictions.
10.
In the 5th episode of Season 11, E-I-E-I, also known as E-I-E-I Dope, originally airing in 1999, the story started with Homer and Marge going to see a Zorro movie, which inspires Homer to start challenging people to duels, which one person accepts. In fear, the entire family goes to live on a farm and tries unsuccessfully to grow food and crops. After about a month, Homer gets his hands on some plutonium from Lenny and accidentally mixes the radiated tomatoes with cigarettes, naming them Tomacos. Now, years later, in 2013, in real life, there were many reports of fruit and vegetables turning up close to the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power plant, and which had to be exposed to nuclear radiation. This was known as the Fukushima radiation disaster. It wasn't just fruit and vegetables that were affected, as this caused a huge nuclear earthquake and about 15,000 deaths. It ties into The Simpsons because these fruits and vegetables included the likes of tomatoes, similar to the tomatoes in the Simpsons episode back in 1999.
9.
In the 24th episode of Season 6, Lemon of Troy, originally airing in 1995, the children in Springfield go to war against the children of Shelbyville. This is due to the Shelbyville children stealing Springfield's lemon tree from them. Later in the episode, the parents of Springfield's children take an RV to Shelbyville in order to help the children steal back the lemon tree. In 2013, again, on a Thursday morning, a real-life lemon tree was stolen in Oak Forest neighborhood in Houston. In The Simpsons, it was understandable for the plot of the story why Shelbyville stole a lemon tree, but in real life, many wondered why. Why not steal money or jewelry? What is the significance of a lemon tree? Unless they were trying to recreate the main significance of the episode. But then the same question applies. Why?
8.
In the 19th episode of Season 6, Lisa's Wedding, which also aired for the first time in 1995, the Simpsons go to a carnival fair and Lisa finds herself talking to a mysterious fortune teller. The majority of the episode then takes place in the future, focusing on Lisa and her husband-to-be. There's one scene during the episode where her partner suddenly starts talking to his watch, and he isn't crazy either. His watch was actually understanding what was being said, similar to the likes of Siri on mobile devices. Once again, in 2013, back to real life, a new smartwatch was created by Samsung. This new watch had all of its features shown off on the Today Show segment presented by Kathy Lee Gifford and Hoda Kotb. Some of these features included notifications for calls, messages, the time, obviously. It also included a pedometer. In a funny slip-up, Hoda accidentally revealed her phone number to all of America, and smartphones have grown since 2013 and become more and more popular in everyday life.
7.
Oddly enough, in the exact same episode of The Simpsons, Lisa's Wedding, there's more than just that smartwatch we mentioned. Along with all of the other advances in technology, one of the most prominent ones that stands out is the capability of video communication between two people. In the scene where Lisa is calling Marge, it's clear that they're talking via video on what looks like a computer, but this can also be applied to phones as well in the real world. Fast forwarding to 2003, a very basic version of Skype was released. Nowadays, Skype is much improved, but either way, it was the first popular way of video communication between two or more people. Moving on to 2010, the iPhone had developed FaceTime. This was a new way of video phoning people, and very similar to what was shown in the Simpsons episode. Even stranger, the episode aired in 1995 and was set 15 years into the future. And what year does that make it? 2010, the exact same year that FaceTime was released. Talk about spooky.
6.
In Season 3, Episode 11 of The Simpsons, Burns Verkaufen der Kraftwerk, broadcast for the first time in 1991, Mr. Burns sells the power plant to Germans, who then proceed to fire Homer. The original episode was supposed to have Japanese men instead of German men. However, the writers believe this to be too cliché. One of the most memorable scenes from this episode is a dream sequence that Homer has where he's in a land made entirely out of chocolate. This scene was so memorable that it was recreated in the Simpsons game in 2007 as the tutorial level. In 2013, an official chocolate theme park opened in Shanghai, Japan. We'll get into the actual theme park in a moment, but let us emphasize again that this is in Japan and that the writer's original premise for the Simpsons episode was supposed to have Japanese men. Now back to the theme park. The park covered over 30,000 square meters made entirely of chocolate. There are 8 different themed venues covering exhibition, performance, chocolate tasting, interactive DIY, and more. The park includes a 450 square meter castle made of chocolate upon entry, with chocolate handbags, jewelry, etc. The most impressive thing to us is the fact that they also have chocolate-made equipment to weigh you, and then they give you chocolate coins based on your weight. We don't think they should let Homer anywhere near this place.
5,
In Season 5, Episode 10, Springfield, or How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love Legalized Gambling, also known as just Springfield with a $sign for the S, was shown in 1993. The episode was based around a new casino being built in Springfield after gaming is made legal. Homer becomes a blackjack dealer at this casino, Marge develops a gambling problem, and Bart ends up making his own casino. In one of the subplots for the episode, Gunter and Ernst, the Siegfried and Roy-esque casino magicians, appear on the show for the first time. In the episode, the duo are both attacked by their white tiger, Anastasia. Skipping forward 10 years, to October 4th, 2003, Roy Horn was actually attacked in real life by one of the duo's white tigers. The tiger was only just introduced when it bit into Roy's arm and tackled him to the ground. It then dragged Roy backstage by his neck, leaving the audience in shock when they realized it wasn't part of the show. Roy was in critical condition and required treatment for huge amounts of blood loss, and he also needed surgery. When asked about the similarity between this real-life event and that of the Simpsons episode, the writers claimed it was bound to happen.
4,
In the season 21 premiere in 2009, Comic Book Guy creates his own superhero called Everyman, who took his powers from other heroes. The film adaptation then casts Homer as the lead, and he takes on a personal trainer to help him get into shape. Once the trainer leaves him, however, Homer starts eating a lot again, and this leads to the film's failure. In one of the scenes, a shot of the Hollywood production entrance where Homer is working is shown, and on either side of the entrance there are 2 posters. One is a poster for a new Star Wars film titled Star Wars Episode 7: The Apology, and the other is for a new Alvin and the Chipmunks film entitled Alvin and the Chipmunks 3: Gettin' Rabies. While the actual titles of these film posters aren't exactly important, what the posters are of needs to be taken into consideration. Star Wars and Alvin and the Chipmunks, both coming out at the same time. Now, if we look at the weekend of December 18th, 2015, there were 2 films both released at the very same time. That's right, you guessed it, Star Wars and Alvin and the Chipmunks. Star Wars Episode 7: The Force Awakens was released, along with Alvin and the Chipmunks 4: The Road Chip. So there's another prediction that The Simpsons got right. But now we start to get even more weird.
3,
In Season 4, Episode 12, first broadcast in 1993, the episode Marge vs. the Monorail was about the town of Springfield collectively deciding to purchase a monorail for the city. In one scene of this episode, there's a poster or picture of some sort on the wall in the background of the scene. It isn't awfully clear, however, it looks very much like one of the 2 towers of the World Trade Center with smoke around it. In the Season 9 premiere episode airing in 1997 titled The City of New York vs. Homer Simpson, the Simpsons make their way to New York City, specifically to the World Trade Center, so that Homer can pick up their car after Barney drunkenly leaves it there. In this episode, at one point, Lisa shows the family a magazine with the front cover showing a New York tram for $9. The number 9 is next to a silhouette in the background of the magazine of the Twin Towers, which, because of the silhouettes, looks like the number 11. So the magazine looks like it's saying 9/11. As most people already know, on September 11th, 2001, also referred to as simply 9/11, the 2 towers at the World Trade Center in New York City were subject to a terrorist attack, killing thousands of people in the process. As horrible as this attack was, did The Simpsons actually predict this attack? As both the episodes in 1993 and 1997 show, it is quite possible that they were hinting towards it, considering the evidence given. It seems just a tad unlikely that they got the date correct and the location, doesn't it?
2,
In Season 5, Episode 19, the episode Sweet Seymour Skinner's Badass Song was broadcast in 1994. This was the first milestone of the series at 100 episodes. In this episode, Superintendent Chalmers fires Principal Skinner, and because Bart feels very much responsible, he tries to help Skinner get his job back. In one of the scenes, the lunch lady is seen putting horse meat into the children's school lunches. In 2013, although horse meat wasn't being put into school meals by a lunch lady, there is some relevance to this scene in The Simpsons, as there was actually horse meat found in food in the United Kingdom. This meat was being supplied to different supermarkets by the companies Birdseye, Taco Bell, and also by catering supplier Bakes. The horse DNA was first found in burgers being sold across the UK and then further discovered in other meaty products. Places discovered to have been selling products with the meat packed with horse DNA included Aldi, Tesco, Co-op, and others. Further testing found horse DNA in products being sent to schools, military, care homes, etc.
1,
Now, this may just be the biggest Simpsons prediction of them all. In 2016, Donald Trump became President of the United States. Way back in the year 2000, during the 11th season of the show, for episode 17, Bart to the Future, another episode set in the future, the focus is on how the lives of the different Simpsons characters have panned out over the years. One of these subplots is that Lisa has become President of the United States. At one point, she mentions that Donald Trump was president before her. Now, as shocking as that may be, it gets even more bizarre. In real life, when Donald Trump announced that he was running for president, there was a moment when he walked down an escalator in a blue suit and red tie. This exact same moment was shown on The Simpsons. That's pretty creepy as it is, but it gets even weirder as the election map on the day of the presidential vote is shown. The election map colors each state in either blue or red, depending on the overall vote of that state as to who they collectively voted for. And guess what? The Simpsons successfully predicted the exact color combination of this map before the election took place. How? No one knows. But there we have it, the top 10 Simpsons predictions.
Don't forget to like us and subscribe for more elite facts.